What's going on, everyone? Budget Competitor here. It's a new month, new format, which means it's time for a new build of my version of Eldlich Guru Control. Alright guys, so before we get into today's video, if you are new to the channel, I invite you to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified each time I drop a new video, and smash that like button. Let's try to get this up to 100 subscribers before the end of next month. So let's just go ahead and just get right into this. I made a few changes to the deck, not necessarily the main deck so much. There are some changes there, but the changes were significant in the extra inside deck. I will get more to those shortly. So it's basically the same. The two Golden Lord, everybody knows just how good this card is. I mean, sending it from the hand with a spell trap to pop something and then sending a spell trap on your field to just resummon it is just, it's amazing. I mean, this card has won me so many games. As a matter of fact, in the last locals that I went to, me and Jesse, we tied for 4th place. So this new build actually helped me out a lot. I wasn't seeing a lot of success with the previous build once the format evolved. So I seen it was fit. It was time to just go ahead and move on. See if I could work something out, and it definitely helped out. So definitely recommend this deck. Watch this profile all the way through. You definitely won't regret it. The Guru package is still going to be the same. So we have the 3 Guru, the 3 Fiendus, along with the Archer and the Umastrix. I'm sorry for the glare here. My wife got a new light box, and it's going to make these deck profiles a lot easier to do. But yeah, so just trying out some new things. Package is still going to be the same. This is, in my opinion, the best way to run Guru. It's just this package right here. In the tournament, I actually didn't see a whole lot of Guru play. I did draw into Phoenix a few times, and that actually helped me out in the extra deck. I'll go into that later. But I mean, this is your typical Guru package. There's not really a whole lot to say. It's, you know, it's a really good. It's really good. Next up, or I guess for the last cards in our deck, I'm running 3 sets of hand traps. So I'm running 2 copies of Ash, 2 copies of Ghost Ogre. This was one of the changes that I made. I decided to main deck Ghost Ogre as opposed to having the side deck. It's just good against Invoked or even Drytron at times. And then, of course, Nibiru. Drytron is a problem. Virtual World is a problem. So you got to have something to slow all of that down. And then Ash it's becoming a staple. There's an argument going around, or not really an argument, just a discussion going around saying that, you know, Ash just isn't as good. But if you can stop your opponent from searching, it's still pretty good. So next we run 3 copies of Hidden City, along with the 4th copy of Hidden City. So, you know, the main issue that I have with Guru is that it's so slow to set up, whereas all these other ones, they can usually set up their board that they want within the first turn. Guru sometimes needs a couple of turns, so that's where Eldlich is going to be coming into play. But yeah, that's you know, the Hidden City is pretty good. I mean, being able to search and being able to negate an attack, I mean, that's, you know, at least keeps you from dying. So next, I run 1 copy of Cave Clash and 1 copy of White Destiny. This is new. It was definitely coming up to where I needed it. A card that I'm still not running is Cursed Eldland. Same reason as before. It's $30 a copy. This deck is already pushing that budget boundary. And before I get into these 2 cards, I would like to point out that a lot of YouTubers, they say that a good budget is $150 to $200, and that was true in 2019, and, you know, even beyond that. Or in the past, like with Salamangreat, I mean, $150, sure, perfect. 3 structure decks and a few cards. But now to run Salamangreat, you're going to need at least $250. This deck, if you went lowest rarity on everything, it would be about $330, or I'm sorry, just at $300. So I think, you know, upping your budget to $300 would definitely help keep you in the current metagame. Or not really metagame, just keep up with it. So this is definitely a meta contender. I'm still tweaking the deck, but considering that I got 4th place, not last night, but on Friday, I definitely wanted to showcase this to you guys. So Cave Clash is, I don't need it at all, but it's there for a side deck option, so I can just side it out. I didn't use this card once. I actually haven't used it in the last few that I went to. It's just there so I can side it out, get something else that I might need in. White Destiny was definitely something that I needed to add to the deck. I would run Black Elixir, but that's the same problem. It's 20 bucks. So anyway, and then for the last spells that I run 2 copies of Super Poly, which is new, and 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone, it's okay in the current metagame. Considering that, you know, Drytron players are not really setting back row. They're getting up their monster negates. You could activate Cosmic Cyclone and destroy their Fafnir, but I mean, or their Nova, but whatever effects they're going to use, they're still going to get them. So I mean, that's the downside of Cosmic Cyclone. It's really good for just removing back row. So it's there also as a side deck option, but if you happen to go up against a road deck or even Virtual World, I mean, get rid of their trap card with this, it's going to definitely slow down their combo. I decided to main deck Super Poly for the same reason that the format has evolved. I was definitely needing it more, and it was going to cost me the first game for sure if I didn't have it. So I decided to main deck at least 2 of them. That's going to round it up for the spell cards. For the trap cards, almost the same as before. I'm running 3 copies of Scarlet Sanguine. Try to pull these down so I don't have the glare. That's the same as before. This card is just amazing. Just being able to get your Eldlich onto the field is probably the most important thing you can do, or at least get into the graveyard. I mean, that's the other thing. 3 copies of Conquistador. That's still the same as the last build, but I did upgrade Hakuero to 2. Part of the reason I only ran 1 last time is I only had 1, but it also didn't come up as much. Hakuero still doesn't really come up that much for banishing cards from the graveyard. I mainly have it to set and then use the Eldlich effect in grave to pop it to bring himself back, and then I can go ahead and set a Scarlet or even a White Destiny if I wanted to. This I think is the perfect ratio for all Eldlich decks. I don't think you need 3 Hakuero, especially in those other ones. You're probably going to end up running Cursed Eldland and White Destiny, so you definitely don't need that 3rd Hakuero. If you don't run those on those other Eldlich decks, you might want to upgrade it to 3, just for consistency, to be able to get your Elixirs to your hand, or to your field. Next on the trap lineup, I'm running 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence, 2 copies of Subterra Final Battle. I'm actually debating on if I should drop this to 2. It's the same problem that I've been having. Haven't really been needing it as much as the previous format. So I may drop it to 1 and run 3 of either Infinite Permanence or the next card, which is 2 copies of Dogmatika Punishment. This card is so good. I mean, especially in the current metagame, if your opponent summons, I don't know, Mechaba, you could easily activate your punishment, send something like your Entis to the grave, pop it, then Entis can pop something else. You know, it's definitely needed. It's a control deck, so you need to have the disruption. You need to have certain things going for you that will just, I don't know, there's not really a whole lot I can say. A lot of people know how good punishment is. And it's really the only Dogmatika card that I really want to run in this, considering that I'm already pushing that boundary. So that's going to be it for the, sorry, just bump that. That's going to be it for the main deck. It's a total of 40 cards. Moving on to the extra deck. Like I said before, this has changed significantly. Reason for that is I completely removed Numerons, the XCs and the side deck. In the side deck, it was taking up so much space. Didn't really give me a lot of room for, you know, not only just the evolving format, but not every deck. You don't want to use Numeron in every matchup because you would end up relying too much on that effect of network or calling, or they could easily take your what is it called? Your Zexal, which that was actually shown in a previous duel where I went up against a Dark Magician player by Chris Reinhardt, who's an excellent duelist, by the way. If you guys would like to see that video, I will leave a link to that in the description box below. So, the new cards, I'm now running one Anima. You normal summon your Fiendus, go into Anima, take a monster. It's really, really good. Same thing as before, one Nightmare Phoenix, one Nightmare Cerberus, and one Nightmare Unicorn. I did take out the Griffin, just was not coming up. And a lot of times you're not really going to be coming up with so many monsters that you're going to need a Griffin. And then one Boral Sword. I did take out the Appaloosa as well. Boral Sword came up once on Friday, so it definitely helped with the OTK, but it's not a necessity. It wouldn't hurt to take it out of the deck. I'm just trying to think of what I should put in place of it. Maybe you guys can help me out in the comments. Comment below what you think a good replacement for Boral Sword would be. Would it be, I don't know, another Link 2, a generic one? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. That's all of the links. For the Exceeds, I'm running one copy of Pleiades, one copy of Doom Chimera, that's the same as before, one copy of Dill Driver Vespacito, or Vespanello, one copy of Gustav Max, one copy of Utopic Dark Infinity. I'm just running this because I couldn't get my hands on Super Dreadnought Libby. So if I had Libby, I would totally be playing it instead of this Utopic trash. And then Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. This is the reason that the deck went over that, or almost to that $300 budget. I didn't pay for it. I actually pulled it in the video, or in a pack opening of Phantom Rage. If you guys want to see that video and see the cards that I pulled, I'll leave that in the description box below for you guys to check out. Anyway, Pleiades, Doom Chimera, and Dill Driver are all really good. You know, Pleiades being able to pop a card, Doom Chimera attacking everything, and Dill Driver being able to do that piercing damage. Either way, you attack with any one of those. Overlay for Divine Arsenal Zeus, or Rail Cannon. Go ahead and, you know, use its effect to detach an Eldlich. Then you're going to do 2,000 damage, and then go ahead and ram right into them for 3k, and then just overlay for AA Zeus, and pretty much just say good game. There's not really a whole lot of ways. Even if they summon Dragoon, AA Zeus, it doesn't destroy its sense. So I mean, you know, they're pretty much going to be at a loss at that point. That is all the Xyz that I play. Rounding out the extra deck, I run 2 copies of Entis to go with the Dogmatika Punishment. Super good card. I don't know why I didn't run it before. You guys can help me you guys can hate me in the comments all you want. I just didn't see any need for it at the previous format, but looking back, I really wish I would have. 1 copy of Starving Venom, and obviously a Super Poly Target. And then the other one, because Invoked Dogmatika and Invoked Eldlich are still a thing, I'm actually including 1 Invoked Elysium. Shout out to Brandon De La Rosa. If you want to check out his deck profile for his Blind Second Gren Maju, I will leave that link in the description box below. But he actually is running that, and after replaying the video, I realized how good Invoked Elysium really is. So I was like, you know what, I might try it out, and it did benefit me. So, but yeah, so that's going to be the extra deck. Space isn't super tight. You can really tweak it in any way that you want. But I mean, it served me well. It might serve you guys well too. We'll just have to see. Maybe you guys should build it. Let me know in the comments how you did for it. Side deck, of course, just the token. So in the side deck, the changes that I made is I decided to side deck Veiler. So basically, I took the Ghost Ogres from the main deck, or that were in the side deck, and replaced them for the Veilers. The 3rd copy of the Ash, 1 copy of Artifact Scythe. Didn't come up. Probably going to replace it with something else. I haven't really thought about it yet. And then the last monster is Vanity's Ruler. I mean, it's okay. It definitely helps to keep your opponent from special summoning, especially when you're playing against something like Drytron, because they're going to lay the same card down on you. So if you can at least keep them from making their Herald of the Arclight or Orange Light, you can tribute summon over a monster or 2 monsters and, you know, normal summon Vanity's Ruler, and then say pretty much good luck. That's it. Let's just see what you can do. That's the monsters on the side deck. I will be changing that as time goes on. I just need to see where the meta is going to continue to go. 3 copies of Twin Twisters. This is new. Just kind of a filler. It didn't come up, but it is there. I mean, it is nice. Mostly it's nice that, you know, if they have back row, and, you know, let's say they have 2 back row and you want to get rid of it, just go ahead and activate it, send your Eldlich to the graveyard, pop both of them, and then get your Eldlich back onto the field. So 2 for the price of 1, it's not bad. 3rd copy of Super Poly, and card destruction. This actually came up quite a few times, whereas, you know, I had an Eldlich in my hand, but no way to get rid of it. I had, you know, trap cards that I couldn't use, no way to get rid of it, because I'm going first. So you just activate card destruction, get rid of your whole hand, redraw. Now your Eldlich is engraved. Maybe you got another, maybe you only had Conquistadors and you wanted an elixir in your hand, or vice versa. Send it all to the graveyard, draw new cards, banish your Scarlet Sanguine to set a Conquistador, whatever. It came up. It's really good. I really would recommend this in your deck, mainly just side deck. You may want to main it, but it's completely up to you, based on, you know, what people are playing at your locals. And then rounding up the side deck for the traps, 2 copies of There Can Be Only One. It was in the main deck, but it wasn't coming up as much as it was in the previous format. So, you know, because, you know, Dragon Link is pretty much a thing of the past. Infernoble Knight's still running around. It's still a really good deck, but not really many people are playing it. I can name one, Mason Gochenour. If you guys would like to, you know, check out his video, I will leave that in the description box below as well. It's a really good deck, but, you know, the representation just isn't there, so I just decided to, you know, side deck that. I figured that was the best place for it. The 3rd copy of Infinite Impermanence, 1 copy of Wiretap. You know, it's not a bad card. I mean, it's okay. I mean, you know, if I had Solemn Judgment, yeah, I would probably run Judgment instead. I would actually probably run 2 Judgment instead of the Infinite Permanence and Wiretap. But you got to play what you have, and I don't have it. So, and then the last card is Imperial Order. This is actually really good against Rytron because they don't have access to their Alpha, their Beta, and they need to use Nova or Fafnir. You know, just go ahead and, you know, throw this up on their turn, and, you know, watch them probably just end up scooping up the game. So anyway, that is the deck profile. I really appreciate you guys watching the video, but I'm going to try to get in the habit of posting 3 videos a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm just trying to work it around my job right now because I'm, you know, trying to get my CDL and all this other stuff. But anyway, like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. Smash that thumbs up button, and as always, have a great day.